5. I was lucky enough to have a cue get
5, 4, 3, 2, it's target time. It's target time.
Did he get up? A lot of fouling just because they're not a good free throw shooting team, and Gabe Frank can hit three-pointers like this. So you stop the clock, they miss the free throw, you come down for 3 points, we'll take it every time if you're Glenbrook.
See if we can grab a listen to Brian James in the Glenbrook huddle.
We got one timeout left. One timeout left. That's it. All right, now listen to me. On offense, we run triple every time, into 4 long. We still got a lot of time left. Here's what I want to do here. I want to double team everything until they get it past the hash mark. And then we're going to ball or foul right in here. Now, if you foul here, that's okay. But make 10 have the ball. Now listen to me. If 10 catches the ball, go ahead and foul. You only got 1 foul.
Zero, I got 2.
Yeah, go foul 10 right away.
Always stand foul.
All right. Now, if they get it past the hash mark, we all can get back.
Hey, you guys go on the sideline and run stacks so Gary's coming to the ball? One, two, three. Get yourself over.
Joliet huddle getting 1-2-3 defense, but it's offense they're worried about right now. Getting the ball in against what they know will be some heavy pressure from Glenbrook North.
Right. Glenbrook North, they want to double team everything. They want to go for the steals.
Brian James very calm and collected in his team's huddle. Joliet gets it inbounds to Bell. Now they try to double him, and they do. Cross-court pass.
Oh.
Wide open man underneath, and a good foul out there by Gabe Frank. Saved a sure layup on the inside. They got the foul when they had to get it, just like Brian James drew it out on his chalkboard there, and free throws now upcoming for Joliet.
I tell you what, when I saw that pass go up in the air like that, that's a real dangerous pass. Now let's see if Lions can make the free throw.
Nothing out of 1 at the line today. He missed it, and it's out of bounds to Glenbrook North.
Yep.
Gary Bell carried it right out of bounds. And look out now. With a minute and a half to play, it's a 4-point game, and the Spartans have the ball.
Well, see, now, Dan, they should just try to get the best shot. They don't need a three-pointer now.
Not yet, anyway. Minute 25. Here's Donlin. He's going to shoot it, and he missed it badly, but the rebound chased down by Domkowitz. The freshman, Carroll, back out front. Donlin 3. Airballed it
again.
Wow.
0 for 5 from the three-point strike for Bill Donlin. I think they didn't need to rush and get the three-pointers because it's a 2-possession basketball game anyway. Here it is again. See, even if he comes in a couple of feet and get the 2, it's still a 2-possession basketball game. He's short, and Gary Bell comes up with the big rebound.
I'll tell you what, though, it's about as wide open a shot as Donlin's had all afternoon.
Yeah, he just
have to take the shot.
Yeah, but I just think they should have worked for a 2-pointer and then play good defense and try to get a steal. Because it was a 2-possession basketball game anyway. Gary Bell, 21 points, 14 rebounds. I think he'll probably be our player of the game if Joliet wins this one.
Looking good at the moment. 40-35, trying to make it 41. Can't do it. Donlin to Domkowitz, and up ahead to Hine. That's a 3. It's off. Missed everything except the board, and a reach-in foul called on Peter Carroll.
Well, all Joliet has to do now is make their free throws. The three-point shots just aren't coming in for Glenbrook North. They're only 2 for 20 from three-point range.
So Chip Bates, who split a couple of free throws in the third quarter, gets a chance for 2 more here.
1-1.
1-1, still a 1-1 now. 6 rebounds off the bench for the 6'5" junior. Couldn't get it.
It's the free throw.
Can't put him away. 54 seconds left. Donlin with House all over. Crossover between the legs. Almost lost it there. Carroll 3. Too hard. And out of bounds to Glenbrook.
Boy, the three-pointer just won't fall. That's what I'm saying, Dan. You still need the ball a couple of times anyway. And I'm sure Brian James is telling his guys, hey, let's just get to 2.
Frank to Donlin with 35 seconds left. Donlin found some space and finally got it.
They called a timeout.
22, Billy Donlin. It's timeout.
Donlin 7th and 8th points of the afternoon.
Final timeout.
Bring Joliet's lead down to 3 now.
Here it is again. Now, this is what I've been saying, Dan. Now, you see Donlin gets the baseline, comes away with a nice layup, then call a quick timeout because you need the basketball anyway. This young man can dribble with his left hand or his right, splits the defenders, comes around with a nice left-handed layup. Call a timeout and play defense.
The other thing is we're 22 tough without guarding 10, and we're going ball or foul. Now listen, all right, a three's going to tie this. A three's going to tie it. And we have no timeouts left, right? But if we accidentally step over the line on the inbounder, they're going to stop the clock. Okay, you understand that? All right? So you understand what I'm
And
saying?
they're taking a dive this way and then coming back. And you're going long. The third guy has got his hands on the hips of the other guy, and he's pushing him one way and he's going the other. And Gary's coming straight out. That's on the sideline. Right now we're on the box to get it in. All right, look for Gary. Look for Rory. All right? Same way we ran it last time. Let's go.
So, Kenny, you take a listen into the huddle over on the Joliet side and notice that Mike O'Connell's really not saying very much. That's because he can't.
Yeah.
He's almost totally lost his voice. Joe Passion has that medical update for us, Joe.
Well, as we mentioned, Mike O'Connell with very little voice left, so Mike Lutz took over in the huddle, and Mike's just trying to drink water and keep his throat ready for what could be another game.
25 seconds. Glenbrook gets the quick foul. Is it Domkowitz or is it Carroll? Domkowitz has 3 personal fouls. There's Mike trying to make himself heard. The whistle works okay.
Yeah, he said no foul. Well, they said look for Rory or look for Gary. Rory is at the line.
Rory O'Connell, 2 out of 3. Huge free throws here.
This would make it a 2-possession game.
And he missed it. And a rebound by Domkowitz.
Okay.
Donlin, 3 points down.
I go for the 3.
19 seconds left. He's open. His shot is short. Rebound Frank. Up and in. 10 seconds left. No timeouts for Glenbrook. And a quick foul is committed by Carroll. Carroll got his hands on O'Connell as quickly as he could, and now, Kenny, even if the free throws go, Glenbrook is going to have a chance to tie this game again.
See, that's why when you miss the 3, you just get the best 2 you can possibly get. Here's the lay-in. Now you just foul right away. You don't want to let any clock run off.
Boy, and is the pressure ever on O'Connell now. A miss here, and Glenbrook has a chance to win the game. 7 seconds left. In. Rattled it home.
The coach's son, clutch.
One more for the senior guard. The lead is 3. Big-time free throws by Rory O'Connell. No timeouts for Glenbrook. They have 7.4 seconds left, and Joliet calls the timeout.
And I disagree with that, and I'll tell you why. We know Joliet wants to set their defense, but this will give Glenbrook North a chance to set their offense. They're down by 3 points with 7.4 seconds to go. If I'm Joliet, I just want them to come down helter-skelter and throw up a shot. Now they have a chance to set up a play.
Covering every contingency in the huddle, Kenny, with no timeouts left. You heard Brian James say the freshman Peter Carroll may be a big player in these final 7.4 seconds.
And the thing he kept saying, we need a three. We need a three, Peter Carroll. I tell you, I think it has to go to Bill Donnelly. Despite the fact he's 0 for 6 from three-point range, they're only 2 for 22 from the three-point strike.
Donlin has it. Two defenders near him. Donlin. Hines three. No good. And the game is over.
Joliet advances to the semifinals. The final score is Joliet 42 and Glenbrook North 39.
What a terrific start to the 1995 Boys AA Basketball Championship. It comes down to a final shot. And the way the game went this afternoon, Kenny, it's not surprising that it came down to a final missed shot.
Well, I tell you what, Dan, we said it would be an exciting tournament as we get to look at Billy Donlin, the All-Stater from Glenbrook North. It was a great basketball game played by both teams, very exciting. It was everything that we thought that it would be. Gary Bell, what can you say about Bell? 21 points, 14 rebounds, as we see Joliet there in the prayer at mid-court there. But what a great basketball game, a three-point game. The Steelmen will play twice tomorrow.
Glenbrook North stayed with it all the way. They trailed by as many as 10 points in this game, battled back to take a lead, and finally fall 3 points shy in this quarterfinal game. 42-39 the final score. Joe Passion with the O'Connells at courtside. Joe?
Well, it's only appropriate that on St. Patrick's Day, the O'Connells come through and team up along with the rest of them for a 42-39 victory. Mike O'Connell, the winner. His son, Rory, comes up with two very clutch free throws. Tell me about your thought process on the line, knowing how important those were to sink.
When I think about it too much, I miss. That's what happened when I missed the two earlier free throws. So I sat back and, just concentrated on the free throw and didn't hear any crowd or nothing, and they went in, luckily.
Mike, you really counted on your assistants in this game a great deal because your voice was down. How big of a factor was that in the end of keeping this team together?
Well, we've worked together for, Ski and I, 14 years. We think alike. We're just so upset with our free throw shooting down the stretch. When Rory got up there, I told one of the assistants, he's been down here 10 straight years. He knows what this is all about. He doesn't want to get home today.
One other thing, too, the aspect that the team shot badly today. Just one of those off days. Great teams win in bad circumstances. You accomplished at least that much today.
Well, defense wins games, and we played great defense today. That's what won the game. But our offense was pathetic.
Rory, what do you do to try and get the shooting back in the semifinals tomorrow?
Just got to concentrate more. I think we came out big lead, and we started rushing things a little bit too much, and I just got overwhelmed by the crowd and stuff and threw up some bad shots. I mean, they were good shots. They just didn't fall in. But
two very big ones did at the end. Congratulations, guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day to both of you. All right, the O'Connells, Mike, the coach, in his final year, and his brother and his son Rory in his final year as a player. And we'll be back as Joliet advances to the semifinals. We'll be back with the next game as we preview Manual and Hersey after this break from one of our network sponsors, Mountain Dew.
I'm so proud of my grandson. He just did a raging 100-foot vertical.
Oh, that's nothing. My Daniel caught some wicked air. That's bogus.
My Billy ripped a whitewater freefall.
Well, my Thomas does the do.
Oh!
Nothing more intense than slamming Mountain Dew.
You must be very proud.
Exclusively on Stars. Schindler's List, a masterwork measured against any standard, destined to have a permanent place in memory. It's completely absorbing at every single moment. An extraordinary film. The best picture of the year, Schindler's List. Watch the most talked about film in recent history. Exclusively on Stars this month.
Invited to Richard's Menswear. Preview the season's newest and most elegant men's fashions. You'll walk away in style, sporting the famous labels of Hartmarks, Fioravanti, Petrocelli, and Harvey Bernard. Our best collection ever. European fashions and American classics, all at great savings. Like this Botany 500 year-round suit, just $149. Designed for the man with a sense of style who appreciates quality and value. Richard's Menswear, Lee and Oakton in Des Plaines, just south of Jewel. Open weeknights till 9.
Assembly Hall in Champaign. Final score from quarterfinal game number 1. Joliet Township 42, Glenbrook North 39. It came down to a final shot and actually a final free throw. The American Dairy Play of the Game brought to you by the Dairy Farm families of Illinois and Wisconsin. Rory O'Connell hit 2 with 7.4 seconds left in the game to give Joliet the 3-point advantage. That forced Glenbrook North to come back and try and make a 3-point shot. They were unable to do so. And Rory O'Connell's free throw is the play of the game. As far as the player of the game is concerned, Kenny McReynolds, not much question about that. Although Gary Bell didn't play the kind of game he wanted to, 5 of 18 from the floor, but his numbers are still pretty solid, 21 points and 14 rebounds.
Right, he had a 21-point average coming into today's game, Dan. He doubled his rebound total. He usually pulls down 7, he pulled down 14. It wasn't his best game, boy, but I tell you, it was pretty doggone good.
I thought it was very surprising that the game went the way it did this afternoon. I mean, you have a couple of teams here who have been to Champaign before. Brian James has been here a couple of times, including 2 years ago. And of course, Joliet was in the quarterfinals just last year. You can't count this poor shooting off, I don't think, to just first game jitters here in the state tournament. They just didn't have very good basketball games, although a lot of it comes from the defense of both these teams who played as well.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the greatest basketball game, and we saw how the 3-point shots just wouldn't fall for Glenbrook South. But I tell you what, it was a good basketball game. Glenbrook North, not South. They were here before. They'll be back again. They have an outstanding program. We had the first basketball game. It wasn't the prettiest, but it was exciting. And that's all fans really want to see is exciting basketball.
It was a fun game to watch. Again, Gary Bell leads the winners with 21 points and 14 rebounds. Joe Hine was the scoring leader for Glenbrook with 11 points, and we'll take a look at some of the final numbers from this game right now. The shooting percentages illustrate the kind of problems these two teams had on offense. 25% for Joliet and just over that for Glenbrook North. A battle of the boards, and there were a lot of rebounds in this game.
To be had.
Came out just about even. Glenbrook 2 for 23 from beyond the arc. A team that shot 46%. I should say Billy Donlin shot 46% himself from beyond the arc. As a team, these guys were 35%, so way under their season's averages, and very disappointing, I know, for Brian James and all his players in the Spartans locker room right now.
Well, look at the turnovers also. It was a pretty sloppy basketball game. 10 turnovers for Joliet, 11 for Glenbrook North. And of course, you know, Brian James is an outstanding basketball coach. He'll be back here, I think, real soon at Assembly Hall. But you had to give Joliet some credit, though. When it came down to it, O'Connell hit the 2 clutch free throws. They had been doing well from the free throw line, but when they had to have the 2, O'Connell came up with the big 2 free throws. So, hey, there will be another day, I think, for the Spartans.
Well, before I turn this chair over to Lee Hall for the second game between Peoria Emmanuel and Arlington Heights Hersey, we want to tell you about the DeKalb Scholar Athlete, brought to you by DeKalb Genetics and your local DeKalb dealer, Michael Downs of Glenbrook North, who fouled out this afternoon with a couple of points. The Scholar Athlete Award, a 3.5 grade point average at Glenbrook North. Congratulations to him. And that'll do it for game number 1, won by Joliet over Glenbrook North, 42-39. Game 2 coming up next, and we'll have it for you right after these words.
Sports world is talking on New Sport Talk. Compelling, conversational, controversial.
I think the great issue that's going to be developed here is that this icon is facing the death penalty.
Discussing the latest and hottest topics in sports.
If you didn't enjoy those games, you're never going to enjoy soccer.
What'll they say tonight? Find out on New Sport Talk. It's Sports Talk, and it's only on New Sport.
These Jordan coins originally sold for only $29.95, a collector's dream come true. And now it's your turn. You can purchase the first and only coin featuring Jordan in his rookie season at Birmingham for just $29.95 through this special TV offer. In this 25,000 limited edition, each is minted with 1 troy ounce of pure silver, features Jordan in uniform, and is individually numbered with a certificate of authenticity. But supplies are extremely limited. Call now and get a plush display case absolutely free, but you must call now.
This 40-inch Mitsubishi has the world's largest picture tube, so you'd expect to pay a lot for it. But this 40-incher is also on sale at Douglas TV. That's Douglas TV? The big screen giant? That's right, the 40-inch Mitsubishi is on sale at Douglas for less than, let's not be greedy, for less than $3,000. Nobody but nobody is bigger in big screens than Douglas, the big screen giant.
Something that complex but that interesting together. Well, the man on my immediate left is that man, Dave Quinn, the creator of Ultimate March Madness, and his partner, Scott Johnson of the IHSA Computer Division, also with us. Give us an idea of, number one, how you got the idea and how you ended up following up with it.
Well, Scott and I put together a project recording all the box scores of the state tournament, and they asked me to do like a trivia quiz or something for the state tournament. We just moved to a new house. I didn't want to go through all my books to find all the trivia I needed to find, so I came up with this idea to kind of chronicleize or make more popular, let people know about the great teams of the past in the state of Illinois.
Well, I think that's really accomplished that. Scott and I talking about this at the Class A tournament last week. What has been your overall reaction? What is the IHSA feeling right now about the success of this Ultimate March Madness, particularly, like Dave says, bringing back the memories and some video of those former games?
The job that you've done on putting the video together has been absolutely fantastic. We've heard from a lot of people around the state who are very interested in the old teams from the past. A lot of newspapers wanted to weave together some of the information that we put together into their stories to give people a historical perspective. And I've even heard from some fans who wanted to know if they could play this game on their computers themselves. We can't do that right now, but that's a thought.
Dave, is that the next step for the Ultimate March Madness, is putting it alongside your Nintendo library at home?
I didn't really give it much thought when I first did this. It's like Scott says, it's been a lot more popular than what we first thought. I just thought it'd be a little filler for the program, and a lot of newspapers have been pretty interested, and you guys did a great job. Kevin Johnson, who did the play-by-play, and that did a tremendous job with the tape, and you guys did a great job putting it together. It's like it's been just a lot bigger than I ever thought, so I never really planned out saying what we're going to do or whatever.
Well, congratulations, both of you. It's really been a great project, and I know a lot of people are really having a lot of fun with it. Dave Quinn and Scott Johnson on the Ultimate March Madness, their creation. And we'll be back with the creation of America's original March Madness. High school basketball from Assembly, Illinois returns after these local messages.
So you think the Chicago Wolves are nothing but animals?
It was Emerson who told that. Never self-possessed or prudent. Love is all embodiment, eh?
No, that was Thoreau, you idiot.
Oh, Emerson, dork.
Who are you calling a dork? I'm Tony, it was
Calling
Thoreau.
you a dork, you idiot.
I'm Tony, it was
you
Thoreau.
pinhead,
Hey.
bring it on there, dummy.
It's Thoreau.
Hey, Emerson, eh?
Okay.
Emerson.
So these guys are animals.
It's the Wolves and Detroit Vipers this Saturday at 7:30. For tickets, call Ticketmaster.
If you think the Sports Channel Report is the best way to get complete sports coverage in Chicago, you're right. So how can it get any better? Weekdays at 15 and 45 after the hour, the Sports Channel Report and WMVP Sports Radio 1000 team up to give you the most up-to-date sports news.
Tonight's game wanted to be on Sports Channel.
So from noon to midnight, catch the Sports Channel Report updates on WMVP at 15 and 45 minutes past the hour. And every night at 10, get with the program. Watch the Sports Channel Report.
When hockey season's over, All-Star center Jeremy Roenick works on his game using the American Cancer Society Golf Directory. You save up to 50% off greens fees at over 1,400 courses nationwide. Call today, and for just $29.95, you can take a shot at fighting cancer.
I got all of that one.
We've got home ice advantage. Blackhawk home ice update. During every home Hawks game, Sports Channel will interrupt programming to give you the most up-to-date highlights from the United Center. The Blackhawks home ice updates every home game exclusively on Sports Channel. What Hawk fans want. Brought to you by the Discover Card.
Welcome back to Assembly Hall. Live coverage of the boys Class AA basketball quarterfinals continuing as we preview the quarterfinal game number 2 featuring the defending champion Rams of Peoria Manual against the Huskies of Hersey Arlington Heights High School. Joe Passion back here with you at Assembly Hall, and two great teams, of course, two great programs here. One an underdog. We'll find out more about them. Let's first take a look at where they're from as we look at our map of the state of Illinois. And, of course, Arlington Heights, Hersey, off of the northwest suburbs of Chicago. Peoria Manual, of course, out of Peoria in central Illinois. Now, the Manual Rams of first-year coach Wayne McLean will be the visitors here, and they've only lost 2 games all year long out of that very difficult Mid-State 6. Their road to Champaign, a very difficult one, just getting through their crosstown rivals, and then that big super sectional win against Quincy in Normal. As for the home team, they are the Huskies of Hersey and Coach Don Rowley. They've allowed less than 50 points against their opponents all year. The mid-suburban North keeps getting tougher every year. They've only lost 4 all season long, again knocking off that big St. Charles team in the super sectional, getting them here to the Elite 8. Now, if you've never been to Peoria or Arlington Heights, let's take you along those streets via our country company's town footage of both Peoria and Arlington Heights, Illinois. The central Illinois town of Peoria is in love with their Rams as enthusiasm runs wild for a second consecutive state title. This Illinois River town is home to the Class A baseball Chiefs, the University of Illinois Medical Center, the Peoria Civic Center, and Caterpillar Industries. Peoria comes to Champaign with aspirations of being the second team in the 90s to win back-to-back state titles since Proviso East did it in 1991 and 92. Hersey High School is located on a corner of Arlington Heights, 35 minutes northwest of Chicago. Many residents who work in Chicago travel by train to the big windy city. Arlington Heights, with a population nearly 75,000, has quaint shopping right in the Arlington downtown area. A must-stop in the area is the Italian-American Hall of Fame with such hockey greats as the Esposito brothers and memorabilia from Baseball Hall of Famer Joe DiMaggio and other basketball greats from the area, like Dave Corzine. The school is named after famed author John Hersey. So two great traditions from both schools, and they'll tip it off here in just a few moments. We'll be back to preview quarterfinal game number 2 here from Assembly Hall after these words from one of our network sponsors, Ford.
Sign up for Mr. Matt's Self-Improvement Seminar. All you got to do for a better you is get off your...
Have you got cabin fever? Well, your local Ford dealer has the cure. Right now, you can get a great deal on every new Ford car and truck in stock, including 5 of the 10 best sellers in America. And now, for a limited time, you can get $1,000 cash back on Ford's 2 great minivans, Ford Windstar and Ford Aerostar. So see your local Ford dealer today and put some color back into your life.
With so many viewing choices, Zenith makes selecting and recording programs simple at last. Featuring Starsight, The only on-screen program guide that lets you select any show, any time, and record at the touch of a button. Available now with Zenith's best picture ever, Zenith with Star Sight. See them at your Zenith dealer.
In front of a large house here on St. Patrick's Day, quarterfinal game number 2, featuring the Rams against the Huskies. And to handle the preview and the play-by-play, let's welcome in Lee Hall.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. The curtain goes up today for the Manual Rams in their encore performance. Of course, Manual won the state title last year here in the Assembly Hall, but they were kind of a one-man team last year. Brandon Hughes kind of carried them on his back and gave Dick Van Sciak a state championship in his final game as coach of the Manual Rams. But Kenny McReynolds, they've kind of been on a mission this year to prove that they were not a one-man team a year ago, and they made it back to state to try and defend their title. They're led by guard Willie Coleman.
Well, what better way, of course, to show that you're not a one-man team than to get back here at Assembly Hall. If we take a look at Willie Coleman, 18 points, 3 assists per contest, a senior, a veteran. He's been on this floor before, so you don't anticipate any nerves from Willie Coleman. Or I don't think the Rams will be nervous at all because everybody said, hey, they couldn't be here, but yet they're here again.
Of course, not to take anything away from Brandon Hughes, an outstanding state performance last year, but a lot of folks think that Manual is a better team. They are a better team this year, a more balanced team, and that goes for Coach Wayne McLean as well.
Well, you know, having 5 players back from a state championship team definitely helps. You know, it gives you a lot of confidence. This year, starting out, we had a very tough schedule, won a couple good, tough games against some good teams, and I thought that having that nucleus from last year with all that experience definitely gave us an advantage.
The Rams are ranked second in the state, Kenny. Hersey is unranked. They come into this game 26-4. They kind of feel like they're the Rodney Dangerfields down here in Champaign. Not a lot of respect. They are a balanced team as well, led by Paul Wolf in scoring.
Well, Paul Wolf is the man here, of course, for Hersey. 14 points. Look at his 61 three-point field goals. One thing about Hersey, we were talking to the coach yesterday. He says everybody thinks everybody in Arlington Heights, they're soft. Well, I tell you what, number 42 there, Paul Wolf, is not soft at all. They want to come in here and get the respect. He says, hey, everybody talks about Chicago. We're in Little Arlington Heights. They think we're soft. They're coming out. They're also on a mission today.
Don Rowley is out on a mission. They were called Cinderella by a couple of media outlets. He says, we're not Cinderella. We're a balanced defensive team, and that's helped us gain momentum in the state playoffs.
I think since we played our conference championship in the middle of February, we've really gained a lot of confidence in the system that we play, and our team has really come together very well. We've had a good season, but in the postseason now, I think our defense has really stepped up to the forefront, and we've been holding teams to 36, 52, and all kinds of low point spreads. And defense has been our watchword. We play very good, solid man-to-man defense, and I think that's carried us.
And Kenny, I think this could be a contrast in styles today. Manual likes to get up and down the floor and pressure. Hersey might slow it down a little bit.
Well, I think Hersey will slow it down because, you know, Manual, they like to get on those runs. They can hit you in those 9-0 spurts, 12-0 spurts. Look for Hersey to call timeouts to slow Peoria down. I tell you what, about Hersey, Cinderella has an invitation to the dance.
Game 2 in the state quarterfinals coming your way next. It's Manual and Arlington Heights Hersey. We'll return to the Assembly Hall after these local messages.
Times left out, and their rights can be ignored. Joint custody can restore some fathers to their important roles in their children's lives. If you're a divorced father, protect your child's best interests.
For a free men's rights brochure, call 312-807-3990. Jeffrey M. Leving is saluted for his work on behalf of fathers in Illinois.
Need it pounded home that the best fighters in the world fight here? Check out March on HBO. 3 weeks, 3 major bouts. March 4th, Pernell Whitaker takes on Julio Cesar Vasquez. March 11th, Riddick Bowe versus undefeated Britt Herbie Hyde. March 18th, champ Roy Jones Jr. against Antoine Berg. And come April 22nd, George Foreman tempts fate again. 4 big dates, 4 big bouts. One place to find them.
Starting lineups.
Round game featuring the Rams of Peoria Manual, who enter this game with a record of 29-2, and the Huskies of Arlington Heights Hersey coming into this game with a record of 26-4. First, introducing the non-starters from Peoria Manual. Number 10, a 6'4" junior, Khalil Gayton. Number 14, a 5'9" senior, Jeff Walraven. Number 20, a 6'1" junior, Sean Walls. Number 22, a 5'7" junior, Charles Russell. Number 24, a 5'7" junior, Willie Williams. Number 30, a 6'3" freshman, Frankie Williams. Number 32, a 5'7" junior, Tim Caldwell. Number 34, a 6'2" senior, Willie Simmons. And number 42, a 6'3" senior, Dwayne Johnson. And now let's meet the non-starters from Hersey. Number 20, a 6'1" senior, Brent Prorock. Number 22, a 5'8" senior, Mike Becker. Number 24, a 6'1" senior, Joe Potoknik. Number 34, a 6' senior, Robert Davis. Number 43, a 5'11" junior, John Wotal. Number 44, a 6'2" senior, Jason McKinney. Number 45, a 6'1" junior, Rob Bringelson. Number 50, a 6'4" junior, Zach Maddox. Number 53, a 5'9" sophomore, Steve Koliopoulos. And number 54, a 6'6" junior, Chris Nowinski. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing this afternoon's starting lineups. At forward for Peoria Manual, a 6'3" sophomore, number 40, Sergio McLean. And at forward for Hersey, a 6'2" junior, number 32, Michael White. At the other forward for the Rams, a 6'3" senior, 54, Darrell Ivory. And at the other forward for the Huskies, a 6'3" senior, 42, Paul Wolf. At center for Manual, 6'6" and a sophomore, number 52, Marcus Griffin. And at center for Hersey, a 6'6" senior, number 33, Steve Nelson. At one of the guards for Manual, a 6' senior, number 12, Ivan Watson. And at one of the guards for Hersey, a 5'11" senior, number 23, Chris Jacobs. At the other guard for the Rams, a 6'1" senior, number 44, Willie Coleman. And at the other guard for Hersey, a 6' senior, number 40, Brad Boucher. And now introducing the coaches. First for Manual, the assistant coaches are Chuck Westendorf, Tim Kenny, and Fred Lee. And the head coach in his first season as the head coach at Manual, Wayne McLean. And for Hersey, the assistant coaches are Larry Gold, John Novak, Kent Borgoff, and Ken Husser. And the head coach in his 6th season is Don Raleigh.
Introducing the officials for the second quarterfinal game.
And let's take a look at the Country Company starting lineups for Manual. It's McLean and Ivory at forward, Griffin in the center, the sophomore, Ivan Watson and Willie Coleman at guards. For Hersey, it's White and Wolf up front, Nelson in the middle, Jacobs and Bauscher at the guards. And our team comparisons brought to you by American Eagle and American Airlines Cargo. When you need your package delivered today, not tomorrow. A lot of checks there for Hersey, Kenny.
Yeah, a lot of checks for Hersey, but you still have to play the basketball game. Manual, of course, the quickness will be the key. Also, they're a really good rebounding team.
Very quick Peoria Manual team. They come into this ball game 29-2. And Hersey is 26-4.
How'd you like to be Coach Wayne McLean, huh? Succeeding a legend. Big man Zayat, but he told me yesterday, I've changed, but I haven't changed anything. But he, of course, he played here and was an assistant coach.
A lot of things have changed for Manual, but a lot is the same. They still run a lot of the same drills. Ivan Watson, the quick start for the Rams, and they're on the board 2-0.
That didn't take long, did it?
Watson and Coleman considered the best guard tandem in the state. And let's take a little bit of a closer look at Peoria Manual as Watson picks up his first foul. Number 2 in the final poll. They were number 1 quite a bit of the season. Their 19th appearance in the state finals, and they won the state championship in 1930. And of course, last year under legendary coach Dick Van Sciak, who holds the records for most IHSA wins. Manual in their man-to-man. Hersey, a patient ball club. The kick down low and the miss. Now the follow. But it's Manual with a rebound. Darrell Ivory hauls it down for the Rams.
Boy, they bust out in a hurry, don't they?
Steve Nelson picks it up for the Huskies, and they bring it the other way. 2-0. We played almost a minute here in quarterfinal game number 2. The three-point attempt no good by Paul Wolf. Coleman. Now the left-hander Darrell Ivory misses. Griffin had a hand on it, but loses it, and now it's Hersey the other way. So bit of a cold start by both teams offensively.
And here they go. Oh, almost had the steal. Thought they had a 2-on-1.
The Rams will create a lot of offense off their defense. That time they get caught napping. Brad Bauscher gets the Huskies on the board.
Well, he snuck behind the defense, was right there for the lob. Comes away with the layup.
Bauscher 11 points a game. And we're tied. We played a minute and a half. Hersey, a 100% man-to-man defense. Coleman open for 3, a 29% three-pointer, misses that time. And the whistle inside will go against Hersey as we take a closer look at the Huskies. Not ranked in the final poll. That didn't sit too well with Don Rowley. 4th appearance in the state finals, but they've never won a trophy. Made the Elite 8 in 1974 and again in 85. And another turnover.
Well, you know, McLean just lobbed that ball in. He's got to have a little more oomph on the basketball. Put a little crisper pass.
And if you put 2 and 2 together, you are correct in coming up with 4. Sergio is head coach Wayne McLean's son. He will take a quick seat. First guy off the bench, Willie Simmons, a 6'2 senior.
Well, that has to be tough when you make a mistake like that. Not only are you yelled at by the coach, you're yelled at by your dad.
Blocked inside by Griffin. He had 3 in the super sectional earlier this week. There's a look at today's officials. Mal Kaysen and Jesse Knighton will call today's action. Hersey ball out of bounds, tied 2-2. Wide open underneath.
Here's your defense.
Chris Jacobs. That's 2 layups for the Huskies, and they lead it 4-2. Watson tried to get it inside. He's a good passer, but turns it over that time.
Oh, see, that's a bullet pass, and there was nowhere to go. I don't know where he was throwing the ball to.
Nice pass into the lane, but the miss by Wolf. both missed a couple of early shots. The Rams try to knot things up. Watson faked the three in the lane to Griffin. He's a good inside passer, but Hersey doing a nice job of clogging the passing lanes inside.
Yeah, there was no way where for Griffin to throw that basketball. I thought that was one pass too many.
Well, Papa apparently got things straightened out with Sergio, and he comes back into the ball game. Watson, a long three is good. Ivan Watson, all 5 Manual points.
He kind of hesitated. I didn't think he was going to shoot. It looked like he hitched.
He is a 36% three-point shooter, and he was a good 2 or 3 feet behind the arc that time. This is Michael White off the glass and good.
Nice move by Michael White. All of Hersey's points have come on layups.
Willie Coleman for 3. He's missed a couple from out there, but Griffin is there for the follow. The sophomore gets on the board. This game a little bit quicker pace, I think, than Hersey would like. They only give up 46 points a game defensively.
There's a backdoor cut, another layup.
Boy, the Manual defense has been caught napping. Nelson, one of the captains for Don Rowley.
There's no question that Peoria will have to pick up their defensive intensity and stop giving up layups. They've given up 4 layups.
Blaine almost loses it. Now he's caught back at the 10-second line. 8-7. Hersey the 1-point lead. Watson will put up another 3 and hit it.
Well, I think Watson has found a spot on the floor that he likes.
I think Ivan likes just about every spot on the floor. He is an excellent point guard and an excellent shooter. Another layup. And the Manual defense has not been good here in the opening quarter.
And Hersey has done a great job exploiting their defensive weaknesses. They're letting guys get behind them for easy lob layups.
And Ivory was fouled. I believe it's going to go against Michael White. Let's check. Yes, it is against the junior, his first.
That's his first.
Second team foul on Hersey. Timeout on the floor. We are tied 10-10. One of your network sponsors is Country Company.
You know, living out here is uneventful.
Yeah, nice and quiet.
Hey, something happens every now and then.
Fortunately, you and Country Companies keep things from becoming catastrophes.
Country Companies. It's nice to know when it matters most. The country's behind you.
You're even helping us plan for our future.
If we make it that far.
Extreme mountain biking, 45 miles an hour.
Did it.
65 miles an hour.
Done it.
Blindfolded.
Been there.
Then a 4,000-foot vertical drop.
Tried that.
All while slamming a dew. Nothing's more intense than slamming Mountain Dew. Oh yeah, no shoot. Just kidding.
Decent.
Well,
Lee Hall and Kenny McReynolds back in the assembly hall. Sorry,
yeah,
Kenny.
one thing Peoria has to do is be aware of your man. Look at this pass over the top and a nice layup there by Brad Browser. Tell you what, 5 layups for Arlington Heights Hersey. Peoria Manual, they haven't located their man, not go for those cuts and those fakes. They make these backdoor jabs and going down. Look at this, points in the paint. Of course, all 10 for Hersey, only 2 for Peoria Manual.
And we talked that both teams were balanced scoring. Well, how about this? 4 different players have scored for Hersey. It's been all Ivan Watson for the Rams. He has 8. Marcus Griffin, the only other Ram to score. Manuel has it taken away. Backdoor cut, but Griffin is there, his second block of the ball game, and here's Ivan Watson, the other end to spin. Nice pass to McClain.
Well, they got the crowd up.
Ivan
Wilson with the block and a beautiful sequence offensively and great passing by the Rams.
But Ivan Watson dazzled everyone down here with his passing last year, and he's doing it again today. A miss by White, and Manuel comes up with it, a 2-point lead. Now, folks, that's why Ivan Watson and Willie Coleman are considered the best guard tandem in the state. Yeah, but they turn it over that time.
Has Watson and Coleman made college choices yet?
Have not. Let's take a look at that great pass by Ivan Watson the last time down as Tim Caldwell checks in for Manuel.
The block starts it. It's a beautiful block there by Griffin. And they come down. Now watch the fancy passing. Right behind the back on the spin move and the nice, easy layup. That's a big-time pass. Watch the pass into your living room, just like I used to do it. Right there, behind the back, drop it off. Nice 2 points by McClain.
We are under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
It's not that funny, Lee.
Three-point attempt is good for Hersey. Paul Wolf finally gets on the board.
And finally, more than a layup for Arlington Heights Hersey.
I say finally, Wolf missed his first couple of shots, and it's Hersey with the 1-point lead. Oh, I believe you, Kenny. I had something caught in my throat.
Oh, okay. So you're down in Peoria with Coach Jim Molinari. Ask Mo when you go home.
I will. McClain. I told him last night at the Bradley game, you said hello, and he said, Kenny who? All the way to the hoop. But Hersey can't convert. How about Ivan Watson, 4 for 4 from the field.
Ooh. He's on fire.
3 straight three-pointers for the senior. This is Wolf, their leading scorer. 14.5 points a game. Now Michael White closely guarded by Sergio McClain. We are under a minute to go here first half. Shot off the glass is no good. Darrell Ivory the rebound. Don't be surprised to see Manuel pull it back and take one shot.
That's exactly what I think they're going to do. And Watson looked like he really wanted to put it up, but he heard Coach McClain hollering no.
We've seen the Rams go to the four corners in quite a few ball games. There you see the clock. Rams by 2 as time runs down in the first quarter. Watson with it, gets tied up, launches a prayer, and that'll be his first miss of the game. It's one of the few things he hasn't done well this afternoon. Watson with 11 to lead Manuel. Peoria leads at 15-13 after 1. We'll return to the Assembly Hall after these local messages.
The Chicago-style bungalow was originally designed to house families in a stylish yet affordable manner. This is not unlike the totally redesigned Chevrolet Lumina LS. The bungalow features stained glass windows, a Spanish tile roof, and distinctive arches. The all-new Lumina LS, on the other hand, sports dual airbags, four-wheel ABS, distinctive new styling, and more interior room than Camry or Accord, though it still fits quite nicely in your garage.
It's time to get serious about dinner. At Denny's, it's prime cut prime rib.
Pickles of prime, just $5.99.
Thick, juicy prime rib, steaming baked potato, just $5.99.
It's hard to believe. Pickles of prime, just $5.99.
This is prime rib. $5.99 prime cut means our most popular size prime rib. This can't last.
Pickles of prime, just $5.99.
Only at Denny's, where value hits a grand slam every day.
And coming up tomorrow, this will be fun. The three-point showdown. The Class A finals tomorrow afternoon. Got the dunk competition tomorrow, too. Ivan Watson
That's an NBA three there by Ivan Watson.
He would perform very well, but he's got more important matters at hand. The Rams a 2-point lead over Arlington Heights Hersey. Game 2 here in the Elite Eight. Willie Coleman with it. One half of that senior guard tandem. Take a look at the first quarter statistics, and Manuel shooting the ball very well.
They only took 11 shots, but I tell you what, they're shooting 55%.
Watson nowhere to go, and he is fouled by Mike Becker, spark plug off the bench for Hersey. We'll get a look at number 22.
Well, Lee, let's face it, everybody has been talking about a matchup between Peoria Manual and Farragut. Farragut only lost one game all year, and that, of course, was to Manual. I asked Coach Wayne McLean, how do you keep your guys focused, not thinking about Farragut? He told me it's my job to keep them focused. They look pretty focused so far today.
You know, they don't think a lot about who they play. They just go out and play the game, and Ivan Watson's playing it awfully well so far. He has 13 points.
And he can definitely play, I think, big-time Division I basketball, Ivan Watson.
Inside, Ivory almost got a piece of it, but Boucher scores and gets
another layup
within 2. Boucher with 6. Watson again. Well, so much for our theory of Manuel being balanced today, Kenny. 19 points for Manuel. Watson has 15 of them. He's doing his Brandon Hughes impersonation.
Well, he's in what they call that zone, so why not?
Michael White, the three-point air ball, but good hustle by Nowinski. Wolf misses this time.
Gotta dunk those. Gotta dunk those, Paul.
Sergio McLean to the hoop, a spinner.
Now, you see what Arlington Heights Hersey did that time. It did a poor job of stopping the basketball. There's no way McLean at his size should be able to go that far coast to coast.
And they're going to whistle Sergio McLean for the block. That'll be his second personal. The Rams aren't overly deep. They play about 7 players.
See, now, watch. Nobody stopped the basketball. McLean just goes coast to coast, easy basket, spins around. Michael White just stands there. You have to stop that dribble penetration. You can't let a guy go from coast to coast.
You got to cut off that baseline, Coach.
Well, not only cut off the baseline, but you got to stop him sometime before he gets to that baseline. Just slide across.
And they'll whistle Willie Coleman for a foul. Into the ball game is Kyle Gayton for Manuel, junior, who doesn't see a whole lot of playing time. He's number 10 in the black. Take a look at Don Rowley, 27 years as a coach and assistant. Willie Coleman strips Becker and goes in.
Showtime.
For the lay. Oh, I thought he was going to dunk that.
You got to dunk those.
And all of a sudden, Manuel has built an 8-point lead. Becker struggling, bringing the ball up, and Manuel causes another turnover. This is what they're famous for, that defense and the quick run to put you in a deep hole early. Watson's fouled by Becker.
Well, this has been a basketball game played at the pace that Peoria Manual would love.
Let's take a look at the Manual defense. Becker just not quick enough, and look at Willie Coleman.
Hey, Willie, you got to dunk these. You're on TV statewide. Dunk it.
23-15 Manual, the 8-point lead. One of your network sponsors is All Sports.
Grandpa Shaq, tell us how basketball used to be.
Well, the basket wasn't always 20 feet tall.
What about 100-yard courts?
Not even close.
What happened?
All sport.
All sport. Unsurpassed taste. A third more carbs than Gatorade for energy. This is a body quencher.
After all sport, the game was a breeze. Until they put in the moving basket.
All sport. The game will never be the same.
While politicians try to reform health care, while too many students aren't getting the attention they deserve, Loyola is at work. While today's youth try to find their role in this world, while some talk about a committed cancer program, Loyola University Chicago nationally recognized for education and healthcare, is making a difference. Loyola University Chicago, the experience at work.
Coming up at halftime, the Class AA Ultimate March Madness. 66 Thornton against 47 Paris. That's something fans love to do, is compare teams, and you can do it from different eras now. Put it on the computer. Chicago Marshall, in 1958, already a semifinalist in the computer game. 94, last year's manual team got knocked out pretty quick, though.
I haven't seen the finals, but I think that, I don't know if anybody could beat those Thornridge teams with Buckner and Batts.
And the scoreboards just went out. It's 23-15 manual. The scoreboards and the clocks are all off. Clocks are not working.
I don't think nobody
sees it. Clocks are off.
They have no clock.
The clock has not started. The scoreboards both all read 0 and 8 minutes. We played a good 30-40 seconds there, Kenny, and no, we didn't play that much, I don't think. Well, maybe we did.
There it is, 5:07 left.
Okay, that is the correct time.
There's 5:07 left.
And it's 23-15 Peoria Manual with the 8-point lead. They wiped off all the scoring as Caldwell checks back in for Manual.
That's not a bad idea if you're Arlington Heights Hersey. Wipe it clean and start over.
Boy, wouldn't they love to do that. Turnover by the Huskies. Watson, right-handed. He's a left-handed shooter. Marcus Griffin is there for the follow and tips his own miss. Griffin with a couple of rebound baskets, and now it's a 10-point Peoria lead.
And now you see why Marcus Griffin is averaging 8.5 boards per contest.
Had 11 rebounds in the super sectional win over Quincy. This is Nowinski. He'll play football here at Illinois this fall. Now it's Caldwell coming up with it. The reserve guard with the steal and the layup. Caldwell's first two.
How come he didn't dunk it?
I know why he didn't. He's got the same problem I have.
Boy, Peoria Manual creating a lot of their offense off their defense.
A 15-2 Peoria Manual run. 4 minutes to play, second quarter. They've almost got the scoreboards back. It says first period. It's second quarter, however. 3-point attempt, no good by Joe Pototnik into the ball game for Hersey. Robert Davis, number 34, also into the ball game. Coleman got cut off on the baseline this time. 3 seconds in the lane against the Rams. There's a look at Wayne McLean, first-year head coach. He was an assistant to Dick Van Sciak for 17 years and played here for Coach Van in 1972, and the Rams finished 4th. We will hear from the man known simply as Coach Van around Peoria. He's coming up at halftime with Dashin' Joe Passion. Hersey, a 12-point hole.
A great defense being played by the Rams. They do a great job defensively.
Hersey got a lot of early buckets on layups, and the Rams have stemmed that tide. Hersey very patient this time down the floor. Inside scoop is no good by Nelson, but good hustle by Wolf to save it. Jacobs has it knocked out of bounds. It'll be Hersey ball with 2:47 to play second quarter. Don Rowley was the head coach in '84 of Hersey, then got caught up in a consolidation and was an assistant on the '85 team that made it down here to the Elite Eight. Got his 100th career head coaching win Tuesday night against St. Charles. Three-pointer is good by Wolf. He's hit 2.
Those 2 3-pointers by Paul Wolf.
That ends a 15-2 Peoria Manual run. Caldwell now Now Walraven into the ball game for Manuel. Quarterback on the Rams team last fall.
Manuel slowing things down. As you see the bench over at Hersey, they're holding up a sign that says Husky Dog to call their defense, but it didn't work.
Willie Coleman dogged him that time. He has 4.
I wonder if that's an offensive sign because he's still holding it up.
29-18, under 2 minutes to play now, second quarter. Steve Nelson misses. McLean high for the rebound, but couldn't control it. A free-for-all. Griffin comes up with it. He tried to call timeout, but he was fouled first.
That's a great break for Peoria.
Steve Nelson, great hustle for the Huskies.
They were about to lose a timeout. Now watch, nobody can pick up the basketball. Balls everywhere. Now Steve Nelson goes down.
See if Griffin
goes down.
See if he doesn't try to call timeout there.
He does. He's calling timeout.
Trying to.
But the whistle blows foul on Steve Nelson. That's a great break for Manuel.
2 on Nelson, 5 team fouls on the Huskies. They trail by 11. Coleman, the leading scorer, 18 points game. He's stripped. Here comes Michael White. Jacobs high off the glass, no good. One minute to play, second quarter, right now.
And again now, Manuel pulls it back out. They love to run and gun, but they go to that 4 corner, then a great defensive play. Good read.
Wolf can't convert, and he's fouled from behind. I think they got Walraven that time.
Good read by Paul Wolf. He noticed that Manuel brought it out to that 4 corners, and when the pass came, he was standing right there.
5 team fouls on Manuel.
Walraven will sit. That's his first personal. 15 foul on the Rams. Under a minute to go here, first half action. Second-ranked Manuel, the 11-point lead, 48.8 ticks left exactly in the first half. Hersey got off to a good start. A lot of backdoor cuts for layups. They have struggled since then. They led it 13-12. It's been a 17-5 run for Manuel. Baseline jumper no good. And it's Jacobs over the back. And that's his first.
Trying to get over the back of Coleman. Coleman with a great job of getting good position down low underneath the basket. He blocked out very well.
Kahil Gayton back into the ball game. He replaces Griffin. A good first half for the sophomore. Manuel struggles getting it in here against the full court pressure.
Travel.
They called Watson for the travel, and the clock went out again. Having scoreboard trouble here in the assembly hall.
Yeah, the one up top, overhead is still working.
Well, now it's going
it goes.
And no time ran off the clock on that play.
Returns to the lineup. Once again,
now everything. Now the entire clock has been moved. You got your stopwatch handy, Kenny?
Yes, I do. On my watch.
All right, now we've got it back. Now it's gone off.
This cheap Timex didn't come with the stopwatch.
29-18.
There it is.
The happy numbers.
And now at least we do have numbers.
Now we can tell you that Wayne McLean's Rams lead at 29-18.
20 seconds.
Manuel has turned the ball over quite a bit. It's been a little sloppy for Peoria Manuel, but a very neat looking scoreboard. No, it's very neat now because it's 0-0. Griffin, his third block of the game.
Great block too by Griffin.
Tonight's 2 quarterfinal games will be seen in Chicago on Sports Channel Plus. That's Channel 25 in the city. If you're a suburban viewer, check with your local cable system if you aren't sure where to find Sports Channel Plus. Hello to all our network affiliates across the state today, all our friends in Peoria, enjoying a manual lead. Willie Coleman, a fall-away three as time runs out. Boy, that pretty much sums up the first half for the Rams. They lead 32-18. They trailed at 13-12, and they went on a 20-5 run to close out the first half. Wayne McClain must be pleased with the way things went in the first half with that one, Kenny. He is with our Joe Passion as the Rams lead at 32-18. Joe.
Well, Coach, you definitely have to be pleased with the score at this point. Is there anything right now that you're seeing is breaking down that you want improved in the second half?
Oh, no, they put a lot of pressure on you. I don't think that we moved the ball as well as we should. I'm sure they got a lot to do with that. But, we're up, and we'll go in and try to make a couple more adjustments and see if we can start playing a little better.
Team stays hot like this, you just let them throw them up there from outside as they've been doing all year?
Well, I've always said we're going as our guard's gone. And Ivan Watson got off to a great start, shooting the ball real well. And Willie's struggled a little, but he hit a big three there at the end, so maybe he can continue on with that.
All right, Wayne, have a great second half. Thanks. All right, Wayne McClain and his Rams with a big lead here at the half of quarterfinal game number 2 from Assembly Hall. And we'll have more at halftime, including Dick Van Syak, the former longtime manual coach, will be joining us, as well as Ultimate March Madness. After this break from one of our network sponsors, the dairy farm families of Illinois and Wisconsin.
The average commercial break can last up to 4 minutes. Just thought you'd like to know. Ice cold milk. Help yourself.
Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen and have ourselves a snack.
Ice cold milk. Help yourself.
Know why the Ford Escort Sport is such a cool car?
It's the cast aluminum wheels and the rear spoiler.
I like the safety of standard dual airbags.
Just take a look under the hood. It's got all the pep I need.
It's a cassette stereo, air conditioning, and a lot of other neat stuff.
Hey, even the insurance is affordable.
And my Ford dealer made Escort easy to own.
See your Ford dealer and save over $1,300 on an Escort Sport. That's big savings on America's #1 selling small car.
See your Ford dealer and get in on the fun with a new Escort Sport.
I really miss having my folks around. Their friendship.
Oh, boy, he's huge.
And their support.
Yeah, it seems like just yesterday we were talking about their life insurance.
Yeah, about how it could be used for their retirement.
So where are they this month?
Alaska.
That's great.
Country companies. It's nice to know when it matters most, the country's behind you.
I guess you can still benefit from life insurance, even when you're very much alive.
Back live at Assembly Hall, boys class AA basketball quarterfinal action game number 2. Our halftime score, the defending champion Rams in the locker room with a 32-18 lead over the Huskies of Arlington Heights Hersey High School. Joliet won the earlier game over Glenbrook North by 3, 42-39. So the Steelmen of Coach Mike O'Connell have already advanced. Advancing into the next tier is also what our ultimate March Madness computer game is all about. Let's check back in with our report now from Kevin Johnson about this new computer game of the former teams, the former great champions of AA basketball.
It's another quarterfinal matchup in the Class AA Ultimate Madness, a fantasy tournament of past state champions. Here we have a computerized matchup between 66 Thornton and everyone's dark horse team, 47 Paris. Thornton ate up the 27 Freeport Pretzels to reach the quarters, while 47 Paris had to come from behind to defeat 68 Evanston and the great Bob Lackey. Paris got off to the good start in this one, behind Robert Owens, who scored 9 in the first quarter, and the Tigers led by 6. Second quarter, Lamar Thomas heated up with 9 points, and the Wildcats evened things up at halftime, 37-all. Both teams shot really well in this game, and it was tight all the way. John Wilson hit one at the buzzer to give Paris a 1-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. We'll tell you how it ultimately ends when we return from these local messages.
Camaro Z28. This should help put winter behind you.
Not all artists paint right or play musical instruments. Zenith televisions, with colors more vivid and images more realistic than ever before. Zenith, the quality goes in before the name goes on.
The Tigers' Robert Owens scored a game-high 29 points, but the hero in this game was Thornton's Rich Rattery, who hit a jumper with 4 seconds left, and 66 Thornton survives in a thriller. The Wildcats reach the semis with a 75-73 win over 47 Paris. For Ultimate Madness, I'm Kevin Johnson.
I just want to make it a point that Dick Van Syak did not coach that 1930 Peoria Manual team that you saw as part of this game. Coach, good to have you here again. Of course, the former coach of Manual last year in his final year led the Rams to their first state title. And congratulations again. Boy, we had a lot of fun here last year, didn't you?
Thank you, Joe. We certainly did, and it's one that I'll never forget, believe me.
A lot of coaches don't have the comfort of being able to give a longtime assistant the job and hand over the realms as you were able to with Wayne. That transition seems to have worked out very well.
Well, it's certainly a pleasure, and there isn't anybody that's pulling for him any more than I am, and I don't have to pull for him because he's just an outstanding young man, an excellent coach, terrific competitor, and I've been associated with him for a good many years, back when he's in grade school, and I kid him, I tell him I'm his dad and so forth, and I'm just so thrilled for him.
Well, last year,
just think, Joe, how many years I had to work to get down here, and here he's here and could win this whole thing. I don't want to put any undue pressure on him, but I'm certainly pulling for him.
Well, here's a look at last year's celebration, Dick, when your club won it all, and behind the great Brandon Hughes and his tremendous tournament. Now, give us an update on Brandon. I hear he had a pretty good year at Barton Junior College in Kansas.
Brandon had a great season. He averaged around 22 points. And I know the Division I scouts are chasing him quite heavily right now. He has a 3.6 grade point, or 2.6, or right at 3-point grade point average. He's doing real well in his studies, and he's a great competitor, and he's going to do real well for himself.
Coach, good to see you again. And again, I want to say last year, you may remember, his wife Karen very ill. She's with him today. Very healthy. I thought you were with a younger woman.
Hey, she's carrying me right now, believe me.
All right, Dick, great to see you again. And we'll be back with more of our coverage of the AA basketball quarterfinals. Manual's in the break with a big lead, 32-18. We'll be back after these local messages.
Steve Cashel here with a Joe Rizza Automotive Group Sports Channel Report update. The Blackhawks kept pace with the Red Wings in the Western Conference Thursday night with an impressive offensive output at the United Center. The Hawks record their 32nd point of the season to stay 4 behind first place Detroit. Next up is a Sunday matinee in Winnipeg.
When the game is on the line, CLTV Sports Page has it covered. It's high school sports. It's college sports. It's pro sports. Plus tips for your own game. It's Chicagoland's only primetime call-in sports TV show. Put your game on the line every night at 9. Sports Page right here on CLTV.
At Fields Infinity, we understand what you see isn't always what it appears to be. So we want to make it very clear. Fields J30 lease, $399, 36 months, no down payment. Visit Fields Infinity today, Golf and Waukegan Roads in Glenview, and 2300 Skokie Valley Road in Highland Park.
We're back here with the very dapperly dressed coach of the Huskies. And Coach, tell us a little bit about what you talked about at half and how you want to try and change things around here in the second half.
Well, we let the game get away from us in the second quarter.
and number 12 Watson, 44, hit 4 3-pointers. We've got to step out on their shooters. We're going to heat up the defense a little bit more now and see if we can force them into errors, and we're going to come out probably much more aggressively than we did in the first half.
All right, Don, have a great second half. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Don Rowley and his ball club right now trailing here 32-18 at the break. Let's send it back to center court to Lee Hall and Kenny McReynolds.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. Kenny, Don's team, I thought early, did a great job of exploiting Manuel's defense, but then didn't get any offense hardly at all.
Well, yeah, as he said, you know, Manuel and especially Watson, they can hit you so quickly. They made that, 15-2 run, and before you know it, it's a 32-18 ball game. Boy, but I tell you what, this game is not over yet. I think Hersey has to slow it down. They're playing at Manuel's pace.
Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. This is what we were talking about. A lot of well, this wasn't a back door, but that was what they got. Their first 5 or 6 baskets were all layups.
Nothing but layups. Now here's another one passing over the top of the defense. You come away with another layup. But boy, Peoria Manuel, can they shoot the basketball? You better believe it. Ivan Watson with one of his 3 3-point field goals. Great play here off the block. Here they come. Watson behind the back. Nice pass as he leaves it for Sergio McClain. And boy, I tell you, what a great shot here at the end. What a way to go in the half. A 3-point shot there by Willie Coleman. What a great way to go in at halftime.
Yeah, that really pretty much summed up the first half for the Rams. They went on a 20-5 run and lead it by 14. We will be back with second half action after we return from these local messages.
While politicians try to reform health care, while too many students aren't getting the attention they deserve, Loyola is at work. While today's youth try to find their role in this world, while some talk about a committed cancer program, Loyola University Chicago, nationally recognized for education and healthcare, is making a difference. Loyola University Chicago, the experience at work.
Take advantage of grand closing savings at Aspen Grove in beautiful Wakanda with semi-custom homes starting from only the 180s. These affordable, luxurious homes on large country lots are going fast. The James Companies, a builder of quality homes for over 40 years, feature custom marble and hardwood floors from Floors by Vinci, complete site development by Berger Excavating, and landscape design by Del Toro Landscaping. Don't miss Aspen Grove in Wakanda with sellout prices from the 180s. For a brochure, call 1-800-963-3636.
It's Hersey possession.
And there's a look at the Country Company's halftime statistics. Manuel shooting lights out in the first half. Hersey with a little trouble.
Yeah, look at Manuel on the board, 17-7.
12 Manuel turnovers haven't hurt him. Leading scorer for the Rams, Ivan Watson with 15. Boucher leading the way for Hersey with 6. We are underway in the third quarter, game 2 of our quarterfinal action today. Lee Hall, Kenny McReynolds. Willie Coleman open for 3. Tried to start in the second half like he ended the first, but he was a little long on that one.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. See, now look at Hersey taking their time. I think they want to slow this basketball game down. Get a couple of good shots. That's a real good shot.
Boucher, the 3 won't go. Good job going to the glass, though. And Hersey will maintain possession. Down Raleigh in his 6th year as the head coach.
I don't know what that whistle was.
I didn't catch that either.
It wasn't a foul.
Well, at any rate, we're back at it. This is Wolf. Nice job of working it inside, and it won't go for Michael White.
And White was celebrating the layup, and the ball rolled out on him.
He was yelling and throwing his arms, and that baby rolled out on him. Let's take another look.
Great pass. White goes in, goes up, head fake, hits his man up. He's celebrating, and the ball rolls out.
Manuel turns it over.
Put it right into the hands of Paul Wolf.
Hersey turns it over. Coleman comes up with the steal. 32-18. Neither team scored here in the second half. We've played a minute and a half in the third quarter. Scoreboards are functioning properly again. Griffin. He was kind of surprised he got the ball.
He looked like he was very tentative when he got the basketball.
Right to alley-oop to Wolf. They kick out to Jacobs for three. No good. And the Rams had it. Give it up. And that time it goes in for Michael White. They've done a good job on him. Only 4 points. He averages 11 a game. 32-20. The winner of this one will play Joliet tomorrow morning. Good job by Jacobs.
Very good job by Hersey.
Jacobs off the glass, won't go. Boy, they've missed some layups lately.
After scoring their first 10 points on nothing but layups.
And Wayne McClain wants to talk it over. His Rams have not scored here in the third quarter. 32-20, Peoria Manual the lead. One of our network sponsors is Ford.
Hey, another Taurus from your Ford dealer?
Not just another Taurus. It's the new Taurus SE. It drives even better than before.
Yeah?
It's got a standard V6, a new interior with sport bucket seats, special wheels,
and a spoiler. I'm impressed.
And now save $1,655 on a new Taurus SE loaded with all these features and more. That's big savings on the #1 selling car in America.
Looks like you need to see a Ford dealer.
Can I get a ride?
Test drive the new Ford Taurus SE at your local Ford dealer today.
Another day begins in Europe. And as it does, American Airlines will touch down in 11 European cities in 9 different countries. So whether it's business or pleasure that brings you to Europe, fly the airline that can have you there as early as tomorrow morning. American Airlines, something special to Europe.
The Denny Slam Dunk Contest comes up tomorrow. The Class A Finals between the semifinals. And let's take a look at some of that action. The AA Finals tomorrow afternoon. This is some of what you'll see. Is that Kenny McReynolds?
Yep.
Look at him get up. Awesome, baby.
Hey, I was young and quick last year. A little old and slow now. Well, Manuel wanted to get a better shot off the timeout, I'm sure.
We played 3 minutes here in the second half, and they have not scored. Hersey's only scored 2 points.
See, that's what happens a lot when you get off to a big lead. Guys come out in the second half, and they come out kind of lackadaisical. Oh, nice move.
Nowinski, the rebound. He'll play football here at Illinois next fall. Averages 5 rebounds a game, gets one there, and it's a 10-point Manual lead.
Manuel better look at the scoreboard.
Kenny, this is something they've done throughout the state playoffs. As Watson nails a 3, they get a team to about a 10-point cushion, and then they just kind of hold them there. They don't really blow anybody out, but Watson does his best to change that. That's his 4th 3 of the afternoon. He's got 18 points. Wolf can't answer. White over the back. Second foul on the junior, Michael White. 4th in the state high jump last year. He got up pretty high that time.
Personal foul on 32, Michael White.
Fortunately, it's called for the foul.
It is the second team foul against Hersey. For Manual, number 34, Willie Simmons checks into the game. He replaces Darryl Ivory.
Willie Simmons into the ball game for Manual, replacing Darryl Ivory. Rams break the pressure. 4:10 to play third quarter. It's 35-22 Peoria Manual lead. Watson tries to get it inside. The Rams come up with it. Coleman spots for 3, in and out.
Oh,
Griffin the tip.
Look at the work on the offensive glass by the Manual Rams.
Great job by Griffin.
Willie Simmons also doing a good job in there, Kenny. He's a reserve who doesn't get a lot of playing time. Griffin has really come on as a sophomore.
Boy, I tell you, he really went up. I thought he had that down. Watch Griffin. Here's the shot that won't go by Coleman. And all of a sudden, Griffin comes right into your screen. Didn't quite get up enough to dunk it. Then Simmons controls the loose ball.
Inbounds to McLean, in and out. But he comes up with it. And we're going to get Nowinski for his second foul in about the last 10 seconds.
Well, one thing that Hersey has to realize is that you have to block guys out, and you can't give Peoria Manual so many opportunities in the offense. And, oh boy. Right there, just lay it right in. Missed the layup. And you can see McLean sneaking around. He bent down real low, snuck around, reached in. And this should be our first free throw attempted today.
His first team foul by Hersey. This one is a shooting foul.
This is the first free throw. The foul goes against Wolf. That's his first personal. 5 team fouls here in the second half. On Hersey, Sergio McLean, 58% free thrower, just a sophomore. He hits the first. Talked to Sergio and his dad this week, and Wayne says Sergio's not a natural athlete. He did a lot of rope jumping and drills as a youngster to become a pretty good athlete there. This is the second. 36-22 Rams. Hersey the other way. Nowinski has it blocked by Griffin, and he got hit in the face. McLean comes down with it. Griffin's hurt. He got his third block of the day unofficially. Make that 4. He paid for it, though. He's in pain.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't taken an injury timeout. And he keeps putting his hands up to his head.
We were kind of screened. He must have gotten hit in the face or something. Watson. Well, he's not hurting that bad. The big fella with 6.
Well, it's amazing how good you can feel when you play offense. And on defense, he'll put his hand up to his head. Oh, I don't feel well.
16-point lead for Manual is their biggest. Nowinski blocked again. Number 5 for Griffin. Just a tough time for Hersey to get anything going offensively here against the Rams, who are quicker. And Griffin stands up to Nowinski inside, who's going to play defensive tackle for the alignment.
Now here's Marcus Griffin. Now watch the follow. The tip, up, right there. Beautiful.
Last year, Coach Mann called him his little puppy, the freshman. Now, Coach McLean calls him the big dog. He's looking for his bearings out there.
He's only a sophomore. He's got a lot of basketball to be played.
Didn't start playing organized ball until 8th grade. Darryl Ivory, look who's there.
See, Marcus, now you got to convert those.
And a bad pass for Hersey. They turn it over. Don Rowley and his family know about rooting against Peoria Manual. His wife is a graduate of Richwoods High School in Peoria. So she has plenty of experience.
5 seconds.
5-second call. Another turnover for Manual.
It's Hersey ball.
16.
That's a lot of turnovers, but yet they're still in command of the basketball game.
Solid command at this point. 16-point lead. Boucher in and out. Watson. Oh, he can't get it to go, but what a great move by the senior. He kicks it back out to Caldwell. Caldwell filled in for Watson in Tuesday's Super Sectional. Ivan got in foul trouble early against Quincy. Sat out the entire third quarter. Caldwell played very well in his stead. Well, one of Ivan's rare misses today. 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. And the Rams will back it up with 1.5 minutes to play, third quarter, and a 16-point lead. Caldwell gives to Griffin, who was fouled on the way up. He'll go to the line.
You can hear the slap over here. Does a great job of penetrating by Caldwell. He does a fantastic job of getting penetration. Just dumps it out to Griffin. Let's see if we can hear the slap. You can hear it.
That was it.
If you didn't see it, you could definitely hear it. Great job by Bobby Albrecht and the guys in the truck.
Wayne Johnson will check in for Marcus Griffin. Not a very good free throw shooter. 42%. But that's one of the few weaknesses on Wayne McLean's ball club. Look at that, 14 rebounds for the sophomore. He hits the second one. He'll sit down with 7 points. Wayne Johnson, 6'3" senior, will check in for the Rams. Emmanuel Reserve might see quite a bit of playing time this afternoon. They lead it by 17, and they stay with the pressure. Hersey breaks it.
Again, you don't leave your feet for a pass.
Boucher for 3. Hersey just can't get anything to go down. Layups, 3-pointers. Just can't find the bottom of the bucket.
They're not holding it out for one shot, you think? Under a minute? I wouldn't think so. As you see now, they're looking at the jaw of Marcus Griffin.
Well, I had a broken jaw in my senior year of high school. I know how painful that is, so let's hope nothing quite that serious. Ivan Watson back into the ball game for Sergio McLean. Sergio sits down with 5. Inbounds, Michael White has it blocked out of there by Darrell Ivory, an unsung hero for these Manual Rams.
Boy, Ivory came out of nowhere with the left hand to block that shot. Everything going the way of Peoria Manual.
Jacobs fouled on the baseline by Caldwell. It's Caldwell's first.
Manual foul, 32.
Only the 13th foul on Manual this half.
Here's the shot. Look at Ivy coming out of nowhere from behind. Clean block too with the left hand.
Willie Williams into the ball game for Peoria Manual. Wolf has 8. That ends a 7-0 run. Time winding down, third quarter. It's been all Peoria Manual in this quarterfinal ball game. Well, Ivan wanted that one. Too much time left on the clock, though. Drives, dishes, off the glass, and good.
Smart basketball by Manuel. Run the clock down, get the last shot. Open that lead up to 41-24.
Just like the end of the second quarter, they end the third with a bucket for a 41-24 lead, their biggest of the ball game. We will return to the Assembly Hall after these local messages.
The Chicago-style bungalow was originally designed to house families in a stylish yet affordable manner. This is not unlike the totally redesigned Chevrolet Lumina LS. The bungalow features stained glass windows, a Spanish tile roof, and distinctive arches. The all-new Lumina LS, on the other hand, sports dual airbags, 4-wheel ABS, distinctive new styling, and more interior room than Camry or Accord, though it still fits quite nicely in your garage.
On this special edition of Siskel and Ebert, we're going to be reviewing Going to a Bulls Game.
It's just like going to the movies. You've got a big screen,
long shots,
hero,
villain,
great action sequences, and don't forget surround sound. Coming
Starting April 16th, it's Light Ice Mug Day when the Bulls face the Knicks.
More March Madness coming your way tonight from the Assembly Hall. Rock Island and Edwardsville in Game 3. And in Game 4, that one ought to be a good one. Harvey Thornton against #1 Farragut. And tomorrow, semifinal action comes your way beginning at 11 a.m. Joliet will likely play Peoria Manual in that first game. And then don't forget third place action and championship action tomorrow night from the Assembly Hall. My friends from Peoria. Yeah, look, he's dressed for St. Patty's Day in the green t-shirt there.
As we start the fourth quarter, it's Manuel.
Good crowd on hand this afternoon at the Assembly Hall.
And I guess tonight's session is a sellout.
Tonight's action will be seen on Sports Channel Plus in the Windy City. Ivory gets another one to roll in. He's got 4.
And here's your third quarter stats. Oh, Peoria Manuel, look at that. And it's on the roll.
No basket. Steve Nelson traveled on the way to the hoop. The captain of the Hersey Huskies couldn't get his footwork down quite right there. A rare opening to the hoop for Hersey.
1, 2. Up. Won't go. Travel.
He might have had one more before that.
Yeah.
Griffin back into the ball game after taking a shot to the jaw. Give the sophomore 9 points.
I tell you, it's amazing how well these guys recuperate on offense.
White, double take, off the glass, no good. Only 4 points for one of Hersey's better players. Watson, gone cold from outside. He had 23 in Manuel's win against Farragut earlier this year. There's Marcus Griffin again.
Boy, that looked like a clean block. The foul must have been on the way down.
It was because the block was clean and it sounded like a late whistle, but he did get body.
On the way down. It was a late whistle.
But I think that's because the contact came after the block, as you mentioned.
Boy, he's only a sophomore. Can you imagine how many recruiters are licking their chops already?
Kenny, he didn't want to practice with the varsity last year as a freshman. He didn't want to do it. He was afraid of the varsity guys. He was afraid, and according to his teammates, maybe a little lazy as a freshman, but boy, he has really come on. Last year, you try and interview him, and he wouldn't say 2 words, and now you can't get him to stop talking. The confidence has come on for the sophomore. 45-26. And now a good play, a good defensive play that time by senior Steve Nelson, but he stepped out of bounds. Great effort. Great effort by Steve Nelson.
Outstanding effort by Nelson. Just a shame that he steps out of bounds. Well, Manuel pretty much can take their time and maybe work on a few things for tomorrow. Actually, I think I would probably play a lot of my reserves because they do play an early game tomorrow.
Ivan Watson has gone cold now. He has 18 to lead the way for the Rams. Well, thank you, Ivan, for making a liar out of me. He's got 21.
Well, he may be cold, but that doesn't stop him from shooting. That's for sure. He'll shoot it. As will Michael White.
22-point Manual lead, their biggest of the afternoon. They lose it out of bounds. Well,
one pass too many, and all you have to do is just make the simple pass. Whenever you leave your feet, that's a perfect example. Everybody thought the ball was going up.
Joe Pototnik back into the ball game. He replaces Michael White. Inside, Boucher lost it. Now tries to get it to Nelson, but it's Manual ball. Mount Raleigh's team only gave up 46 points a game on the average and allowed their opponents to shoot 35% this season, but Manual is shooting 48%, and they have gone past past the 46-point per game mark as well. Unselfish.
Very unselfish.
Very unselfish. That is a trademark of this Rams team. And Watson's going to be whistled for the foul there, his second.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to second guess the coach, but I really think I would take some of my starters out. He has a pretty comfortable lead. And these guys play at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
It's a fine line to walk, though, isn't it? You don't want your starters to lose their sharpness, but you also want to get them some rest too. It's going to be a long weekend. And
they have 2 games to play, the winner tomorrow, regardless of the first game. Then they come back for the night session, either the championship or the consolation. So I think you will want to rest some of your starters.
Timeout, Hersey.
Hersey will take a timeout. They trail by 20 with 5:18 to play in the ball game. One of your network sponsors is Ford.
Your Ford dealer's earned the right to be called the Truck Authority. And he doesn't take it lightly. After all, Ford F-Series has more repeat buyers than any truck in its class. Airbag and analog brakes, standard. And enough pulling power to blow the competition right off the road. No wonder it's America's #1 truck, 18 years straight.
Now save $1,600 on a well-equipped F-Series pickup. Plus get factory air conditioning at no extra charge.
When you're the Truck Authority, it carries a lot of weight. See your local Ford dealer now.
Good song. Great song.
You can make mountains ring. Oh,
We're back here at Assembly Hall, and not only do the teams and the cheerleaders work very hard getting down here, so do the bands. Our featured band here Friday for the quarterfinals is from Marion High School. And this is the first time ever. They auditioned with 68 other schools, and director Guy Kammerer has his team down here, and they're very excited to be down here, as you can tell. Entertaining crowds here at Assembly Hall. Congratulations to Wildcat Band of Marion High School. And back to a couple of Wildcats at center court. Kenny McReynolds and the impeccable, or is that impeccable, Lee Hall.
That guy's always blowing his own horn. Thank you, Joe.
I don't know what that means. Impeccable, impeccable.
I don't know.
Joe, what does that mean? We're just average, everyday guys here. He's coming out with these big words.
Impeccable. I've been called some dandies. 5 minutes to play in this ball game. The Rams have been impeccable this afternoon, leading it by 20.
And as you see, most of the Rams starters now are on the bench. You see Coleman is still in, and Watson.
And Darrell Ivory's hiding out there somewhere as well.
Coleman reaching right there on the arm. And then comes down on the face. The foul.
Sends Brad Boucher to the line, 75% free thrower. In practice yesterday, the Hersey guys have some special jerseys they get to wear. He was wearing Mr. Hustle. Got the hustle points in this week's ball game. He misses the second.
Those are nice shirts. Manuel on the bust out.
Watson, one three-pointer away from tying the record for IHSA play here in Champaign. He comes up with the steal, almost loses it. Gives to Simmons now into the ball game. Johnson's back in there also for the Rams. They will play Joliet. They have played Joliet once already this year as Ivan Watson tries to tie the record. Can't do it. Joliet and Peoria Manual met once. That was for the championship of the Pontiac tournament.
I'm willing to bet you Peoria won that game.
Peoria did. The final in that one was 74-59. Manual, in fact, is 2-0 against the Elite Eight. They beat Farragut. They beat Joliet.
Can they do it again?
I was impressed. The Steelmen, a 42-39 winner over Glenbrook North in our first game. Coleman, no good. Watson comes up with it. And the baseline jumper is good by Gayton, his first two.
Everybody getting into the act now for Peoria Manual.
Bill Gayton, 4.5 points a game. 3 is no good by Wolf. Bounces, no. And the whistle on the inside. Got Bowser to the foul.
At this point in the basketball game, I'm sure each coach will tell their kids, hey, let's not have any unnecessary fouls, and they'd like to get this thing over with. Nothing unnecessary.
And number 12, Ivan Watson goes to the free throw.
Wall Raven back into the ball game for the Rams. As Ivan Watson goes to the line, 21 points. Boy, we talked in the open about how balanced Manual was. All 5 starters averaging double figures. Ivan Watson is the only Manual Ram in double figures, however, today with 21 points.
Oh, what a block.
Another block, that time by Gayton.
It's easy to see why this Manual Ball Club ranked second in the state. Guys come off the bench that can really play basketball. Here's this block again. I mean, this is a great block. Look at that clean.
They don't have a lot of height once you get past Marcus Griffin, who is only 6'6".
They have athletes.
Boy, they can jump. They get off the floor in a hurry. Steve Nelson, 4 points on the day, is perfect at the line, and of course, as soon as I say that, he misses.
Hey, these guys have nothing to be ashamed of. They've had an outstanding season.
Great year.
Let's be honest, a lot of people didn't think they would be here or anywhere close to being here. They should be very, very proud. They've had an outstanding year.
Won the Mid-Suburban Conference. Second title there in the last 4 seasons. Well, it's unfortunate, but somebody has to go home, Kenny.
Yeah.
We get to stay, though.
We'll be here.
Sergio McLean inside. He's fouled and will go to the line.
Well, I don't know when I'll go back home, because if Kentucky gets out of Memphis, then it's on to Birmingham, and I have to go to Birmingham. Here it is. Boy, right there, Wolf on the arm. That's 3 now on Wolf.
Now into the ball game for Hersey is number 20, Brent Clorox. Becker takes a seat. The spark plug off the bench. His career will end today. I was down at Peoria Emanuel High School earlier this week and got a look at the 1972 fourth place team, and it's amazing how much Sergio looks like his dad when his dad played down here on the Assembly Hall floor.
It's amazing how much he looks like his dad today.
There's even more of a resemblance in a younger Wayne McLean. Yeah, it's really uncanny. Alley-oop to Gayton, can't get it. Let's remember, Sergio's only a sophomore too, and getting some good experience out there. He will take a seat, however. Into the ball game now for Manual is Dwayne Johnson.
They try for the lob, and it's just a little overshot. McLean with the rebound, but what he did, he put the ball to the floor. Little man knocks it out of his hand. For you big guys out there, keep the ball up. You bring it down, little guy will knock it out of your hand.
3-point attempt for Hersey is good by Pototnik. His first bucket of the ball game.
And it's 51-32, and we got a whistle.
And one thing about it, the guys from Hersey have not given up. They haven't quit playing. They're on the big floor, the assembly hall floor. They're enjoying themselves. I think it's great that they're coming out here and they won't stop playing.
Well, I remember being a grade school and high school kid watching the tournament at home and going out and shooting hoops and pretending I was in the Elite Eight. Never happened, but it's something every basketball playing kid in Illinois dreams about, getting down here to the hall.
See, that's the difference between you and I.
Oh.
See, you thought about being in the Elite Eight. I was always in the championship.
No, well,
I skipped the preliminaries.
No, okay. Straight to the title game. How about that? The freshman, how about that when you can get your freshman some championship experience? Frank Williams, a 6'3" freshman with a tip in.
Nice steal. See the Huskies of Hersey, they haven't given up. They're still playing.
22, Mike Becker.
I like that.
Becker back into the ball game for Hersey. And into the ball game, Jason McKinney, number 44, makes his first appearance. 1:47 to play in quarterfinal game number 2. It's been all Peoria Manual. Becker shot from 3 and hit the floor. Walraven will put up the 3. A completion. A completion for the quarterback. Walraven gets on the board. Robert Davis.
That's Robert Davis, and of course, this is an interesting story with Robert Davis and Michael White, the starter. They both live at Maryville Academy, which is a home for young men.
And 42, Mike Johnson.
A home for young men, and founded by John Smith, Father John Smith, a Notre Dame graduate from 1958. And he could play pro basketball.
Drafted by Portland, wasn't it? Was it Portland? He was drafted in the NBA.
And he wanted to open Maryville Academy.
Don Rowley really wanted to get a plug in for Father Smith, who does such a great job with the kids. It's 58-35 now, Peoria Manual. We may be leaving you here in the next few moments. At any rate, we will have Rock Island and Edwardsville at 6:30 tonight from the Assembly Hall, followed by Farragut and Thornton. And we will have action for you tomorrow as well. Williams, the jumper. 60-36. The Rams will move on. A rematch with Joliet. Peoria Manual beat them earlier this year. Here comes the freshman.
Can he dunk it?
Oh, he rolls.
Dunk the ball.
Frankie Williams. Williams with 4. This is how good Manual is. Look at their reserves out there.
Not bad. These guys are pretty good.
And we will now say so long. We will not, unfortunately, be able to bring...
Not all repair services are authorized to work on your computer equipment.